Welcome everyone, I'm Winter Mystic. Just recently, an individual by the name of Robertson reported that there's a good chance that a new Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game may be in the works from BioWare Austin, which is not to be confused with BioWare Montreal, which is the development team responsible for the very disappointing Mass Effect Andromeda, which does leave a lot to be desired. It's one of those games, the more you play, the less you enjoy it. Everything seems so off. It seems they dove straight into the uncanny valley and refused to leave. The truly sad thing is it's a quality control issue with Mass Effect Andromeda. There are a multitude of individuals involved in the process of building a game. There are coders who develop the scene. Someone had to write all this cringeworthy dialogue. There are people that record dialogue for the scene. There are editors that look at the scene and judge whether it's good enough to be allowed into the game. And there are game testers that test to make sure there are no bugs in the game. All these people worked on this game and didn't see a problem. That's a little bit concerning. All these individuals said, yep, this is good enough for a $70 release. Gaming Sins points this out relatively well in one of their videos. But back to the subject at hand. The new Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic rumored to be in the works. Knights of the Old Republic holds up surprisingly well, even to this day. People have long since wanted a return to that time in the Star Wars mythos. The concerning thing is that BioWare, and more importantly EA, are back in the news with another space epic RPG, another kick at the proverbial can, but the way that EA is managing its developers and the way they're running their business, it's going to be more like they're kicking a bucket and not a can, to be honest. It's going to be more like a bucket of crap that they're kicking, or possibly a hornet's nest. But belabored metaphors aside, a lot of the products that EA has its name on as of late haven't been all that great. Star Wars Battlefront 2015 was lighter than the topping on a lemon meringue pie. Also, half the game was missing at launch. What? No space battles? And then EA forces people to purchase it as DLC if they want to get the complete Star Wars experience. That's greed right there. And yes, companies are in business to make money, but people do their hobbies in the hopes of not going broke, trying to get the complete version of whatever game we're playing. If the overall investment is too high, then people are going to leave in mass, and that's what EA's been doing. A lot of other publishers have kind of wised up a bit and not forced DLC down our throats, giving us good reason to buy it. Blood and wine, blood and wine. But when you cordon off half the game and the half that a lot of people show up for, myself included, and you don't think you're going to piss someone off? What are you, brain dead? When it's all said and done, it's really hard to point the finger at who's responsible. Do we blame BioWare for not having enough quality control in their games? Do we blame EA because they forced BioWare to rush the game out? Or because they have some political agenda that they want to push through in-game? It's quite possible the same thing happened with DICE and Battlefront 2015. Maybe DICE wanted to put out a quality, in-depth Star Wars experience, but EA forced them to put it out early, capitalize on any advertisement that would come along with the Star Wars movie. When all's said and done, the score's been tallied and all the chickens have hatched, EA is just a bunch of money-hoarding, cancerous, capitalistic, money-worshipping bastards. The problem is when there's such a divide between a quality product and then everything else. Look at Atlas, who came out with a beautiful RPG, even though they had a bit of a misstep when dealing with the internet at large, telling people what to do, instead of, just kindly asking them. They have enough clout and goodwill in the gamer community that they could have gotten away with saying, please don't expose or spoil the point after 7-7 to anyone, so you don't ruin the narrative and or story, making sure the experience isn't ruined for any newcomers. Blocking the ability to share on the PlayStation 4 makes people just want to go around you and your policies half the time just to prove that they can do it, that they can do what you told them not to. You ask people not to do something and they'll usually do it when it comes to the internet, but you come all high and mighty swinging your dick around telling people what to do. So yeah, They're going to get angry and they're going to prove to you that they can do whatever the hell they want, and damned what you have to say about it. On top of all that, nothing screams views like running the footage that everyone else is scared to run, because they'll be sorry. In the name of all things digital, it's the Streisand effect. Rest easy, viewers. It's not all doom and gloom. EA is a good publisher in some rights, and if you look back at their previous works, you can tell why they are where they are now, at least as it concerns making video games, and why certain people pre-order and buy in droves. Not necessarily why they're such money-hoarding horse ends. I always enjoyed Star Wars: The Old Republic. It had a wonderful story for each one of its classes. The visuals at the time were stunning, and being a consular and being able to rip up concrete and fling it at your enemies, some of the most fun to be had playing an MMORPG. I could stand there all day just flinging those little boulders. Also, Forcequake was pretty sweet. If BioWare Austin comes up with something akin to The Old Republic, it might be something worthwhile. A bit of return to form. They tried with Mass Effect Andromeda and failed miserably. It honestly, the more a person plays it, makes it seem like an asset flip using content from the original 3 Mass Effect games, with slight variations on story. Here's hoping that Disney is doing the writing for the new Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game, and not BioWare. Hell, it would be nice to see Disney use its own voice talent in preference to the ones that EA and BioWare use. Star Wars is a massive property, and Disney should not just toss it to EA to make a quick buck. At this point, anyone else that does RPGs would be a better suit than BioWare. BioWare needs to be taken to task. They need to be spanked a bit. Mass Effect Andromeda sold way too well for the kind of quality of that game. Yes, Mass Effect Andromeda is fun, but it ain't $70 fun. It's more like an open beta where they should be letting us test the game, or it should be a $30 purchase, not the $70 purchase that it is for the quality that it entails. At this point, anyone other than EA should have a crack at the Star Wars license. Whether it be CD Projekt Red or Atlas, hell, even Square Enix or Bethesda would be better. If Disney wants to build Star Wars into an even bigger brand than it is, they're going to have to take their business somewhere else. Because all EA wants to do is make a quick dollar. They're not looking to make art, a name for themselves, a franchise, or to touch people in any significant way other than in their wallets. Personally, I just want my Space Wizard with an epic story to tell, and one a person could get easily lost in. Something like The Witcher, or Horizon Zero Dawn, or even Persona, though lining up with a bunch of Jedis and soldiers wouldn't be as entertaining as running in there and whacking them with a lightsaber constantly and then force pushing them into a wall. All this being said, and at the end of the day, I'm still looking forward to the new Star Wars game. I hope beyond hope that BioWare does it justice, and I could be wrong about all the stuff that was previously stated. I'm a simple farm boy, no developer or publisher. I know little in the ways of the world other than what I observe with my own eyes. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice day.